Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Facebook live session. I'm very greatly thrilled on conducting this session with our education expert today. Uh, it's a lovely day, and all as you all must be eagerly waiting to attend this session, and must be eagerly waiting to have your answers from the questions which you have. So, as you all know, this session is all about knowing the importance of career guidance and how an individual can shape up their careers by taking the right, approach and excel in the careers. So we have with us our career expert, Ms. Amrita, which is a senior clinical psychologist having abundance of experience in career guidance, and she will help us in explaining the importance of choosing the right career path and why it is important to take tests which are very mandatory, one can say, and it would help us in uh, uh, choosing the right career. Hi Namrata, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for such a warm introduction.
So, without any further delay, it's already 8 minutes delay. There were some technical glitches in the, conducting this Facebook live session. It always happens when people who are not well accustomed with Facebook and other such technological social media apps. So it always creates that problem. So good, we are live now, and I see students, a lot of students joining the session and eagerly waiting for this session. So I will, without any further delay, let's hear from you, Narmada, with our first question. So why do you think that career guidance is important, and why an individual should, take, if at all, any test to choose the career guidance? So is it actually required if one has to excel in a career? Is it required to take a test? It is of any help to that person?
Okay, so I think I can break it down into three parts. You know, what you just asked. Why is career guidance important? Is there a way to get this career guidance via test? And lastly, like, is it actually important? Is it actually mandatory? I will answer the third question first. Is it important to lead a happy life? Is it important that you lead a successful life that that you would look back and be feel joyous with? If the answer to that is yes, then yes, guidance is definitely important. So going back to the first question, why is career guidance important? Uh, it is definitely most important defining decisions one could ever make, right? When you talk about career, right? It is something that sort of defines you in society, that helps you be a contributing member of the society. Of course, it is also a part of your sustenance. It is what provides you with the income or with the facilities or the resources to lead a certain life, including the basic essentials to, of course, the luxuries and privileges that one can think of. So when we talk about career guidance is very important, because whether you are a student, you spend at least half the day preparing for a career, and if you are an adult, then you spend at least half the day, if not more, being a part of that work, performing that task, fulfilling your responsibilities. Understanding that when half of your life, day in and day out, is dedicated to building a good career, which in turn builds a good life, it is definitely mandatory that one takes sort of few minutes or a few moments of their life and take career guidance. There are a lot of ways. The second question, there are a lot of ways one can take career guidance. One is your good old trial and error. Just try something and see if it works or not. But then naturally, that is not a very healthy way of going through things. Especially given the fact that 80% of the clients that we have, I work as a psychologist at Brain Wonders. It's a leading career counseling organization. So at least 80% of the clients that we get are actually above the age of 30-35. Imagine. So they're coming in because they're not happy with the career, or they feel that they can do more. So even at the age of 50 or 60, when you think about, should I go for retirement, or is this the right time to follow my passion and start a business, or should I continue advancing in my career and retire at a much more senior position? Career guidance definitely plays a very important tool. Now, there, like I said, there are a lot of ways of getting through this. You can go for counseling, you can search and search, and that search would never end for the right answer. So careers these days are very dynamic. We at Brain Wonders only when our bank, our resource bank talks about at least 732 great, amazing career options, right? And if I ask anybody out here, including myself, that just to count these 700, on the top of your fingers, it will not happen that easily. So when it is sort of a paradox of choice, when there's so many options बहुत सारे हैं, but then you don't really know. The ignorance is equal. The quantity wise ignorance is also there because naturally we don't know about everything, right? So one thing that remains constant in this case, when everything is so flexible, when everything is so dynamic, आज का कुछ trend है, tomorrow there's some other thing that is trending. Career guidance via psychometric test, where you understand yourself, becomes one whole and sole fixed point, one accurate point of understanding anything. Because you are not going to change. At the end, आप ही को कोई भी career हो, वो आप ही को लेके जाना है आगे, right? So when you understand yourself in terms of what you like, let's say what your interests are, or what talents do you have, what are your strengths and weaknesses, or in terms what kind of lifestyle or what kind of working environment you want, that is the right way to take a career decision. You can of course follow it with the counseling and additional research, but then starting point has to be the person who has to follow that career. It cannot be coming from outside, because that is the one constant which will stay no matter which career, no matter which place, no matter what the rest of the world may change from here to there, but that is something that is continuing to stay. So when you understand yourself, right, you know what to do next, because trust me, there's always a career, there's always a promotion, there's always a right path waiting for you. But if you do not walk yourself to at least the starting point of that path, it becomes a little it becomes a little demotivating certain times, right? So understanding yourself via, let's say, a interest aptitude test or even a personality test is the right point of starting, because that helps in you understanding yourself, what you are capable of at this moment, and where do you go from here.
Right. So I would, before I jump on to the next question, I would like to tell my viewers that all the tests which Namrata is talking about, we have made it available on the Vidyasaarathi portal. Student can log on to the Vidyasaarathi portal and take the 3 tests. The results are awesome. I have personally done on myself, and I have seen the results. I am extremely pleased to hear that there are so much of insights which you have given right now, Namrata, talking about more than 700 career options which we have. Because if you see, a lot of parents are very, very curious about choosing the right career path for the children. If we talk about the children category who are unaware, and there is someone who would be taking a career choice for them. So because I remember my old days when I was studying, so I hardly knew that there were 700 plus career options. And there were same old 3-4 options which we had to choose from, be it science, commerce, or arts. So we didn't knew that where our passion lies. Though we had interests. So I had an interest in painting. So I didn't knew that I could do a bachelor's in fine arts, or there is a college for fine arts. So I didn't knew that because the gap in the understanding is so much that we are so far away from reaching our right career path. So that brings to me the next question is, at what age is a career test helpful? So
Yeah. So I will again answer this, in a way that I think would resonate with my own experience. We have a lot of corporates, who are working with us, and they not only do they take the same psychometric test to recruit somebody, or to take somebody on board, they also take it for their senior management, to understand how to work with them, or understand where do we advance them and where do they need to put in more training. So the people who are actually taking the current generation or anybody on board are also using the test. So why not take it yourself and make the most of it? And let's say, even if you are not looking at it from a job preparation kind of perspective, even maybe, let's say, if you are already done with the post graduation, for example, right? Now, what are the exams which you have to take to go for government colleges, what are the exams you have to take to go apply for a research position, what are the opportunities that you have after post graduation. There are so many other specializations that you can take after post graduation. There are some subjects which are still open, which are a little different than your current academic journey. Then of course, like I said, you have your whole science R&D sector which is waiting out for you. You of course have certain job options and career options in different profiles which is waiting out for you. Where do you go? You don't have the luxury of time. So at any point of time you can take a career guidance test, or you can take, or let's say, an aptitude test or personality test, and see how a you can prepare for certain things, and b know which that certain thing is. Early you take it, the better. Any point of time is always a good time.
We have a lot of students who have joined this Facebook live session, and mostly a lot of them are in colleges. So, how this test can help a student who is already in college? So, is it helpful for college students to take a psychometric test or an interest or an aptitude test?
Yes, of course. So, for example, let's say after graduation, everybody is in a hurry to get a job, get a job, get a job, get a job, right? Now, getting a job is not that easy nowadays. Getting a good job is not that easy nowadays, right? And I'm sure
Right.
that all the people who are joining us are already, at a certain profile. They are doing well in their academic life. Of course, it's the seriousness shows, that they've taken that time out today and are a part of this session. So imagine everybody is still working hard, right? If I am putting my 100%, there are a lot of other people also putting in their 100%.
Right.
It's not just about me having a certain degree anymore. It is about me, my communication skills, my personality, extracurriculars, my internships, and other experiences that I might have taken throughout, and of course, my marks. So there are a lot of things right in the college. I'm not even talking about after college. Right in the college itself, where I know I have to make the most of these 3 to 5 years. I mean, whatever the duration of that course is. So that in the college itself, when you are building your profile, you need to know which direction, because you are already in college. Trial and error is not an option anymore, right? And I now am in being a college student, nobody would be having, their parents or their teachers or anybody else to blame. Now they need to make their own decisions. And like I said, every day there's a new trend, every day there's a new demand, every day, certain jobs are coming up and certain jobs are demanding this skill and that skill. It's difficult to stay updated like that. So when you have a, let's say, if whether it's an interest test, whether it's an aptitude test, or whether it's a personality test, when you have all these three things combined, and you know that which direction are you supposed to go in and how to go about it. Like I said, one shoe does not fit all, right? So there are specific recommendations for everybody. Then you can, plan accordingly. And like I said, this is just when you are still in college. After college, of course, post graduation in this subject or post graduation in that subject.
So, is it important to, for one to take all these three tests to get the best results?
It's always mandatory, It's like me saying, okay, there's a plate, you're having lunch, right? Can you just eat rice, or can you
No,
just eat the vegetables? I mean,
of
yeah,
course not.
everybody has their own nutritions, but it's always a good idea to, uh, take all three. Your diet is essential for your physical survival. Your career is essential for your social survival. So definitely, I would recommend all three at any point of time, and they go very well hand in hand together, because it's always a good thing to know. Let's say, uh, like I said, everything is changing today and tomorrow. So if I say that, this career A is so important, it is so glamorous, you will get to see a lot of places, but I don't tell you what are the cons, you are definitely going to pick up career A, right?
Right.
And similarly, if I tell you that, okay, career B, you may not get to see a lot of places, but you know what? You get this nice, luxurious office. You just have to sit at your desk and, take in and give order to people and manage a particular team, and, you will enjoy it so much. Or I say career C, there's so much of creativity that this job demands. You have your own free will. You can do whatever you want. You can be your own self. Everybody knows that everybody will then keep changing their career options, and we will land up nowhere. There's a lot of talent that I see in today's people, and that talent will just be scattered for without any results. So that is why it is always a good idea to take all three tests once you know what your interests are. Via an interest test, via an aptitude, you get to know your talents, your skills, your abilities, and of course where you need to push in. And personality, you get to know the how the environment works around you, how's your thought and behavior, and how does it interact with the rest of the people. That is where your the holy trinity, if I could say, would come in.
Okay, so to get the answer straight, so let me ask a question to you. So if I want to take, just assume that I have taken all the three tests. So these, students are very curious to understand. So if I take all the three tests and say I have understood, okay, this is the as per the test, this is what I should do. So should I repeat the test maybe after a couple of years, or okay? So is it good to do maybe a psychometric test maybe after a few years, or
Yeah, I think that's a very important point, Ashish. काफी लोग ये चीज पूछते हैं actually, and काफी लोग हमारे पास आते भी है बार बार इन टेस्ट के लिए. So when you take a test again and again, let's say after 2 to 3 months, probably 2 months you can take it, right? Because what happens when we give a test, right? आपको रिजल्ट
right,
ये नहीं मिलता कि क्या करना है, कैसे करना है ये भी पता चलता है. It's not just about knowing the goal, it's also about how to reach that goal.
exactly,
Once you get your results, you start following the recommendations, right? And then after 2 months, or let's say 3 months, whatever your timeline you feel fit, you can again do a progress mapping.
right,
Because
right,
naturally, nobody is a superhuman here, ki bas you just read the result and voila, you are done, sare recommendations okay, now I'm A1, now I'm 100%, ऐसा तो होता नहीं है, right?
right,
And then when you take those measured steps, you know that okay, itna kara hai, this is a road that I have traveled, now where do I go, now how much do I have left. And apart from just giving that clarity and focus, it also gives you a lot of motivation, because you are seeing that okay, I have put in efforts and I already can see the results. If I put in efforts, let's say right now, in being a student, let's say being a first year student, if I put in efforts right now, अब मुझे तो graduation के बाद ही result पता चलेगा कि okay, मैंने 3 साल जो मेहनत करी है, whatever I've done for 3 years, where has it led me, you know in a job or a particular and a higher education institute, right? But when you go
right,
for a psychometric test after a few weeks or a few months, you get an instant feedback.
right.
क्या हो गया है, क्या बाकी है, what has been done and what do you still have to do. So definitely I'll recommend it, to take it every once in a while, get a feel good factor and get the motivation also. So you
Exactly.
don't need to look anywhere else for motivation. Your test results only will give you that to you.
Exactly. So we had one question from Geeta Yadav. She's saying, "Hello, ma'am. I have completed my 12th and I'm confused to choose my career. How can I enroll for this test?" So for this test, Vidyasaarathi is the portal where one can go live, one can go sign up and take the test. But that Vidyasaarathi student going and applying for the test, that is one part. So there is a very important question which Geeta has asked. So there are many students like Geeta who are confused. So after completing their 10th or 12th, they are very confused about choosing a career. I was also confused when when I had to choose my career. So being a psychologist, having abundance of experience and coming across these questions often. So can you just throw some light on, students who have just recently passed out 10th and 12th and very eager to know what they should do. So can you just give your thought on that?
So I'll tell you a step-by-step procedure, right?
Sure.
Naturally, first and most important thing is to build awareness, right? Like I said in the beginning, बहुत सारे options से बहुत कम time है, right? So first and most important, you need to build awareness, and that is again, I'll go back to the point, not awareness about what is available, awareness about yourself. See, अगर आपने already 10th में एक subject selection कर लिया है, right? And you're still confused, that means somewhere that experience has not turned out the way you wanted it to. तभी आप अभी भी इतने कंफ्यूज है, तभी भी इतने वो you still want to know and explore, and it's a good thing, trust me, it's a good thing कि आपको और improve करना है, because the moment you're too confident, your progress will stop, right? If you think that you're perfect, your progress will stop. So when let's say a parent आता है हमारे पास या कोई बच्चा आता है 10th and 12th standard का, and they ask, okay, what do you have to do? I don't know which way to go ahead. Should I go left or right? Should I change my stream, or should I continue with my stream for higher education? You start with understanding your potential. Let's say if you take a test, right, आपको at least top 10 career options पता चल जाएंगे, and your SWOT profile, strengths and weaknesses also you'll get to know, right? So you
Right.
know now where do you have to go, what are the options that are open for you, that are waiting to welcome you in, correct? जहाँ पे
Correct.
आपको पता है कि अगर आप efforts डालेंगे you will get success, correct? So आपने वो ले लिया, now you start understanding about the options. So for example you can come to ask for counseling. काउंसलिंग के थ्रू आप एक करियर एक्सपर्ट से काउंसलर्स ऑप्शंस डिस्कस कर सकते हो, अभी क्या करना है, उसके 3 महीने बाद क्या करना है, फिर आफ्टर 10 months व्हाट डू यू हैव टू डू. Everything will be laid out on a platter, right? And then you just have to walk the walk. So you first understand yourself, understand the career options that are open for you, and then you start exploring those career options.
Correct.
Like, naturally for a 12th standard student it will not be that broad based. It is more about, okay, now you already have done 12, now let's see what are the colleges that are opening up for you. And trust me, if you do it as it comes, you will definitely have a very stress free, a very nice rewarding life, because आप जो करते हो ना उसका आपको एफर्ट और रिजल्ट दिखेगा. The moment you put in some effort, because कि मैं से what we say, those are very specific recommendations that a report will give out. It is not generic, right? So
Right. Right.
come for me. If I do this, I will get result. I will pick up a subject. I will pick up a college and course that is waiting for me. And once I go there, I will put in that hard work. I will track my progress, and I know that a great life is waiting for me.
Exactly. We move on to the next question, a very important question to all those who are already working and they have, they are at their, maybe at the start of their career or mid-level or maybe at the senior management level. So just wanted to know from your end, I think very, everybody would be curious to know what your thoughts are. So can a career test be useful to improve anybody's employability? So if I'm already working and I'm already having 10 years, more than 10 years of experience, and so should I take or anyone should we recommend to take a test? Will it help in improving the employability of that person?
Yes, because see, a lot of times, काफी सारे times क्या होता है, a child will come in with the parents to take a career understanding. Okay, and during the counseling, I will discuss about the child. And once the child is out of the room, the parent would be like, अच्छा ये अभी I'm pursuing this course, I'm at this position at a company. How will it help me? Because I know I need to move forward. Because progress is a part of the life.
Right.
Right. Not only career, आप personally भी आगे बढ़ना चाहेंगे. Who everybody would like to progress. Everybody wants to move forward, right? And the world is very competitive these days. So that is why when an adult comes and takes a test, even if they are already employed or even if they are having particular job under their hats and everything, it's always a good idea to understand where else do you need to go, because like you said, back in certain people who are working with, let's say, 10 years of experience right now, I'm pretty sure back in their days they did not have that full-fledged career guidance and that full-fledged understanding of everything or how the world works, and they are continuing with something, but the world is coming up with a lot of other things, right? New skill sets aa rahe hain. Abhi NEP mein jo hamara program aaya, right, the national education policy that was revised
Yes. 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 Yes.
I think 2 to 3 weeks back.
Yes.
They have changed the curriculum because the world demands it, because the organizations and companies are demanding that thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? Naturally, abhi koi back to school to jayega nahi.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Obviously nobody would allow that as well. So it's always a good idea to update yourself and see what else you can do. And trust me, you can do it, because nobody here goes with 100% potential achieved.
exactly. And good you made this point out of national education policy after almost after 28 years this new national education policy has come up. It was long back in 1992 when the last national education policy was introduced. We wish that in,
Yeah.
we did our schooling at that time, it would have, come, and it would have brought us a lot of avenues, because I was going through the national education policy, and it is, how they have thought of, bringing in right to education, increasing the bracket of right to education from 6 to 14 to 3 to 18, and also, focusing more on right from the, early age, focusing on coding and technology, breaking it into the, pattern of 3 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, so it gives a lot of options. So I think government is in the right direction with the respect to the education, what we are demanding. And I hope, with value adds like psychological tests will definitely help them improve in achieving what they want to achieve. So we see, we want entrepreneurs, we want we want scientists, we want doctors. So for getting all these from the students, there is a, very important thing which needs to be done, is choosing the right career at the right time and getting the right direction. So I'm very happy that, you have joined us today, and you have thrown so much light on why career guidance is important. And it has, actually, there were a lot of questions in my mind, so it has cleared a lot. And I hope that all the viewers who are joined now, they would also agree to it. I'll just see whether, we have any further questions wherein we could discuss with you, Namrata, right now. So just let me check. There is one question which says, so I don't know whether we should ask this question. It says that NEET and KSET, are they worth for people who have just started as freshers, or it's a waste of taking the exams? I think we are not the right person to comment whether we should take an entrance exam or not. I will just move on to.
I'll just reply to that though.
Yes, yes, yes.
Understand yourself whether this entrance exams is made for you or not.
Right,
Understand
right.
yourself first and then take it ahead. Because, like I said, if you go out in the sea without any support, then you're going to drown. But then, if you have the right tool, trust me, you will ride the wave.
Exactly, exactly. There is one gentleman who has asked one question about, he wants to understand more about aptitude test, and he wants to know that, how one can take this aptitude test and know better.
Yeah. So an aptitude test, what basically it means is it tests your ability or your competence. आपकी जो क्षमता है, आपके जो talent और skills हैं, उसको हम aptitude बोलते हैं, right? And this can be developed as well, right? आप aptitude पे
Right.
काम करके उसे improve कर सकते हैं. So that is a good part. So when an aptitude test, when you take an aptitude test, it basically, there are 6 domains that we map. 6 areas हैं जिनके अंदर हम ये अलग अलग मैपिंग करते हैं, अलग अलग ग्रुप्स हैं. एंड इसमें हम देखते हैं कि एज पर योर एज, राइट, आर यू
Right.
ग्रेट, व्हाट आर योर कॉम्पिटेंसेस जिसमें आपका अच्छा इंटरेस्ट नहीं. एवरीबडी हैज प्रोज एंड एवरीबडी हैज समथिंग दैट दे नीड टू वर्क ऑन टू. 100% ओवरऑल 10 10 10 किसी में नहीं आएगा, right? But you will definitely have a variation. So once you know that, okay, what are your top 2 domains, कहाँ पे आपके talent सबसे ज़्यादा हैं और उसको कैसे explore करना है, that will help you take your career ahead. Okay. And similarly, जब हम bottom 2 उस पे काम करेंगे कि that, okay, now that we know that these are the 2 things that are holding us back, इसकी वजह से हमारा progress let's say उतना नहीं हो रहा जितना होना चाहिए.
Right.
Then you know how to work through it, and धीरे धीरे वो भी फिर आपके strengths में convert हो जाएंगे. So that is when you have an aptitude test, you understand your talent, skills, because a lot of time what happens, no, you may have a talent, you may have a skill, but because opportunity नहीं मिली तो आपने कभी उसे use नहीं करा, so you don't know कि okay ये भी कर सकते हैं, right?
Right.
So when you
Right.
take a test, it brings that out to you, and once you know
Yes.
that, all you have to do is apply it.
Yes. So when we, talk about goals in our life, so how will these tests, help me or help anyone in reaching their goals? So how one can achieve their goals by taking these tests? So can you put some light on that?
That is a very, very, that's a very, nice, overwhelming question, because what happens is goals achieve करना है, great, but goals achieve करने के पहले goals होने चाहिए. So first thing that this test does is it gives you the goals with respect to your own self. Generally speaking, yes, everybody wants money, everybody wants name, everybody wants fame, everybody wants this, but how, in which direction?
Right.
So that is why it's like, it's like, yeah, I want to go on a vacation, but then I don't know how to drive a car. I'm not even booking the tickets. Which place do I even want to go to a vacation? I don't know. Correct? So, first thing that this test does is it gives you those specific goals. Then it gives you mini goals. First, it has given you a long-term major goal that okay, this is the career and this is the position you have to excel in. आपको इस career में आगे बढ़ना है and आप उसमें अच्छा कर सकते हो. That's the first thing that it will tell you. After that, it will tell you how to achieve it very specifically. कौन सी चीजें हैं जो आपके टूल किट में है, what are the things that you already have जो कि अभी तक आप यूज नहीं कर रहे, and similarly which are the things that are holding you back, उसमें कैसे काम करना है, right? आगे जाके क्या challenges आने वाली हैं, उसके लिए कैसे prepare करना है, आपको वो भी पता चल जाएगा.
Yes.
So knowing the goal का first and most important thing is having that goal, which this test does. The way to reach that goals, it will tell you the obstacles that you will face and how to get over those obstacles. जो बाधाएं आने वाली हैं उसके बारे में पता चल जाएगा, उसको कैसे ओवरकम करना है वो भी पता चल जाएगा. तो दैट इज हाउ यू नो कि हाँ, अब मैं इस डायरेक्शन में मेहनत करूंगा या करूंगी तो मुझे पता है मुझे रिजल्ट्स मिलेंगे. अदरवाइज इट्स जस्ट अ शॉट इन द डार्क.
So there we don't have to shot in the dark. So we have
No, not at all.
not at all, not at all. Because when it comes to career, because it is a make or break situation. So we have seen people, excelling themselves in careers, and we have seen people miserably failing in their careers. So maybe because they didn't had any options to take an advice from like what like people like Namrata are doing. So giving career guidance to people and nurturing their careers. We are very, very happy that we have an expert with us right now. And so let me go to the further questions which we have. So one is asking why one should take personality test and interest test. Can they can they take both the tests simultaneously? Are they linked to each other, or those two tests are separate?
So the both the tests go hand in. They are two separate tests, but both of them work very well with each other, because one maps your interest, what you like, what you don't like, and the second one maps your personality, your thought and behavior. So a personality test would actually help you understand how you work. What are the things that you can adjust to, and what are the things you are not adjusting to? What is the work style? कई बार आप देखेंगे, आजकल students are pursuing a course and they'll drop out.
Right.
Right? Even if they're doing well, I'm talking about people who are doing well. एक job में है, but within 6 months they will change, into another company. Why? Because they have not been able to use their personality traits in the right direction. Right? At the end, काम तो आपको लोगों के साथ ही करना है. That work culture, what we call, right? That is somewhere where you have to fit in. आपके 100 marks आए हैं, but if you're not a good team player, if you cannot work well with the people, you cannot communicate, then these things will definitely pull you down. That is why a personality test is very important to know आपको किस तरीके से काम करना अच्छा लगता है, आप किस तरीके से प्रोडक्टिव हो, एंड उस कंपनी के साथ आपको वो लेके कैसे आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. इनफैक्ट इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉपुलर टेस्ट. Apart from aptitude, it is one of the most popular tests demanded by corporates these days, because they are like, हाँ ठीक है, talent is good, but then how long is the person going to work with our company? How good a fit will they be in our company? And interest test, coming to interest test, uh, like अगर आपको एक ऑप्शन बहुत अच्छे से पता चला है, you are aware about only one option, then naturally you would like to pursue that option, right?
Right.
ऑप्शन के बारे में अगर अच्छे से पता चला, ओके इसके साथ ये फ्री है बट इस पे 50% ऑफ है, you will get confused. Interest will keep changing.
Right.
Correct? This
Right.
happens in such menial things which are not even important, then you definitely cannot play this game with your career. So that is why knowing exactly where your interest lies in terms of career is very very important. अभी for example, मुझे ना creativity पसंद है. People will say I am very creative. You know, I like to do my own thing. I want to be creative. So people will think, okay, that means definitely something like design or something like writing, literature या journal. ये careers ही मेरे लिए अच्छे होंगे, right?
Right.
But then if we help them understand that, listen, your analytical skills are good, plus you want to have that space where you can be creative. Why don't you go into research? You can create something and discover something that is completely new. So it's very easy to say, हाँ मुझे ये चीज अच्छा लगता है तो ये ठीक है, अभी के लिए अच्छा है, कल को नहीं अच्छा लगेगा तो what happens when all the what we say the hidden not so good factors start coming up? Because see, no matter how great your life is, challenges will always come. Ask anybody, ask the most successful people in the world, and they will tell you that they still have a bad day at work,
Exactly.
right? But when you know where exactly your interest is lying currently and how it is being mapped vis-a-vis your personality and aptitude, आपको पता है कि even if there is a challenge, I am ready for it. I
Yes,
know obstacle को opportunity में कैसे बदलना है.
आप बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हैं. As you said that no matter how experienced you are, you have a bad day. We all have gone through bad days, and we have always tried to come up from those bad days and try to learn from those mistakes and try not to repeat that mistakes. So there are a lot of audience who are joining this FP Live are freshers. So uh, when we talk about freshers, so what's a test we can suggest them? So we can suggest them all three tests, or we can suggest them, okay, this particular test you can take, which will help you solve all your questions. So how can we help those students who are freshers and they are clueless?
So, when you can have the benefits of all three tests, why would you go for one? Especially when it is made available by Vidyasaarathi so vibrantly. Why go for one? So, I would definitely recommend all three. It helps you knowing each and every facet of yours. That is the most important part, right? अभी तीनों टेस्ट से हमें एज अ फ्रेशर क्या फायदा रहेगा? इंटरेस्ट से आपको पता चलेगा कि राइट नाउ हाउ आर यू फीलिंग अबाउट थिंग्स एंड वेयर इज योर पैशन और वेयर इज योर हॉबीज और वेयर इज योर योर लाइकिंग शेपिंग अप टू बी. आपको किस तरीके का व्हाट इज इट दैट मोटिवेट्स यू, इफ आई कुड पुट इट लाइक दैट, आपको वो मोटिवेशन कहाँ से मिलेगा, राइट? दैट इज
Right.
व्हाट योर इंटरेस्ट टेस्ट विल टेक केयर ऑफ. द एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट विल लेट यू नो कि क्या कहते हैं आपके कौन कितने पानी में है, हाउ मच व्हाट हाउ गुड आर यू एट सर्टेन थिंग्स एंड वेयर डू यू स्टिल हैव टू वर्क हार्ड एंड हाउ टू डू दैट, राइट? सो
Right.
ये सब चीजें तो है, ये सब चीजें तो मैं अच्छे से कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ या हम कर सकते हैं. तो आपका उस तरफ ध्यान आराम से जा सकता है, उस तरफ एफर्ट्स ले सकते हैं, राइट? एंड लास्टली पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट. मेरा जो थिंकिंग है, बिहेवियरल पैटर्न है, वो सब किस तरीके से किस जॉब प्रोफाइल के साथ मैच कर रहा है, करेक्ट? So
Correct.
that is why all these three would definitely be ideal, because not only does it help you prepare for a particular job जो आपकी top 10 लिस्ट में recommended आते हैं, उसके साथ साथ आपको किस तरीके से कहाँ कहाँ पे काम करना है, so that you can actually get the job, that will also be written out.
Thank you so much, Namrata. You have actually uh, taken all the aspects and you've actually shown us the right path. आपने काफी अच्छे से explain किया है सारे टेस्ट के बारे में. इनफैक्ट बहुत सारे व्यूवर्स बोल रहे थे हिंदी में बात करिए, हिंदी में बात करिए. आई थिंक यू हैव you have heard them and you have started speaking in Hindi, because I understand that people might have understanding.
Because everybody has their own comfort zone ना, सबके पास
Yes,
अपना टैलेंट है. सो कोई ये लैंग्वेज, कोई जैसे आई
exactly.
स्पीक इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी, एंड आई एम श्योर कि हमारे काफी सारे व्यूअर्स और भी मल्टी टैलेंटेड होंगे अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस में. सो इट्स ऑलवेज अ
Exactly.
गुड आइडिया टू केटर टू एवरीबॉडी.
Right, right. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up, a lot of thank yous for Namrata, and they are very, very happy, and they are very grateful to you that you have now spared time and you have, shared your experience and you have helped students in getting their questions solved. So I'm once again thanking you, Namrata ji, for sparing time and sharing us a lot of stories, sharing us a lot of thought processes. I hope that we would again come back and solve more questions from students. And and for the students as well as for everyone who has attended this Facebook live session, I would like to tell them that uh, you know सोचिए मत, टेंशन लीजिए मत, अपने करियर को ध्यान में रखते हुए राइट करिए, चूज करिए, अपने मन की आवाज सुनिए। और अगर आप अपने मन की आवाज सुनेंगे तो डेफिनेटली you will choose the right career path. Of course, we have supported documents or supported tests like all these 3 tests, which will help you in achieving the right career path. But the most important thing is that you are the best person. You know better. Whatsoever psychologist will tell you about your strength and weaknesses, you know it better. You may always correct the psychologist. Okay, you have said these are my 5 strengths. I will add 1 more strength. I will add 2 more strength. So you are the better person. So आप अपने मन की आवाज सुनिए, और जो भी questions है, you can anytime mail us, and we will definitely try to get it answered from Namrata. And we hope to catch up soon. Thank you so much, guys. You have been a very very good listener. Thank you so much. And वादा लेते हैं आपसे दोबारा फेसबुक लाइव सेशन करेंगे, and we will answer a lot of questions. Thank you so much. Thank you, Namrata. Thank you.